Hi, my name is Jim Roger, and I'd like to tell you about my Land Rover Defender 110. It's in Keswick Green, and it will probably be my last Defender because, as you know, we all know, they no longer make this particular model. This is not the first Defender I've had. I've had a number of them over a number of years. But this particular one, it's sort of special because I ordered it and had to wait 6 months. So I've done a few things to this. Like all of us owners, we like to put our personal stamp on them. So what I'm going to do is I want to take you around the vehicle and show you what I've done, explaining possibly the reasons why I've done it. So what I'll do, I'll start at the back and we'll work our way around the sides and towards the front. So here we go. Unlike the UK tow bar, this is an Australian design tow bar by Heyman Reese. The UK bar tends to be a different design, and it hangs down and can be like a plough at times. So our bar, and other countries use this as well, this is how easy it is to fit. You push it in, you push the pin in, the locking tab in, goes in the hole there, and we're done. Simple as that. To take it out, you don't bang your shins, take it out, pull out the pin, pull out the tow bar, and we're done. So that's quite a good design. The spare wheel carrier is an Australian design made by Graham Cooper. When I first saw this, I thought to myself, God, this is a pretty agricultural type piece of equipment to carry the wheel. But what I learned is how successful it's made. So, for example, you open the door, we all know that, and when you open the door, the pin locks in and the door is locked. Now, if any of you know you need to get into the vehicle on the side of a slope, the mechanism Land Rover use to keep the door open is not very successful. The door will close on you, and they're heavy. You're trying to hold the door and get stuck. This is a great design. To close it, you just pull a little pin, a big handle, and you do that. But there's one other advantage as well. You can open the vehicle from the inside, and you will get out the vehicle. In the event of something happens, you need to get out in the back, you can do that. Some of the others, they're all types of lock, and you can't get out the vehicle with the spare wheel carrier. So that's a good idea. So we move along. Up here, I've put a work light. This is a Stanley work light, and it illuminates the back there. It's got its own switch, its own electrical supply through a fuse, and it will give you some light at the back without having to go through the lighting system. It's totally independent with its own switch. On this side of the vehicle, it has, as you can see, a ladder. It's from Front Runner. It's a very light ladder, but incredibly strong. And it comes with a step. So when I put it in and fit it, I didn't like the idea of clamping to the gutter. So I drilled 2 holes, put a plate behind it for strength, and bolted it through. So the rat is incredibly strong, the ladder, to get access. When we go camping or off-roading like we do, we like to bring our own rubbish home rather than leave it and litter the bush. So rather than keep smelly bits of things in the car, we tend to use these bags hanging off the back wheel, and we put our rubbish in there. So I think I've pretty much covered the back, except that I've tucked the electrical socket for the trailers in that little allocated hole there. I've seen them hung underneath where they can get caught and banged. It's tucked right up out the way, nice and safe, out the water, out the mud, and out of damage's way. So what we'll do, we'll take it down the side of the vehicle, and I'll show you what's happened down the side here. We've got some side steps, great for children, get in and out, very strong, you can stand on them, not a problem. Great for car parks. You know how when people open the doors they damage your vehicle? Doesn't happen. Open your car door, hit that, you ain't gonna do any damage. So That's another good bit of kit. Raised air intake or snorkel. Great, because the original design of Land Rovers were putting the air intake here. This is a bad design when you think they've been making them for 47 years and that's the best they can come up with there. Because all the mud and the dust gets kicked up. You can see it here, look, mud. That's the worst place. So up there, out of the mud, out of the water, perfect. Land Rover should have fitted them from the factory, they didn't anyway. They're not expensive and they're easy to fit, so raised air intakes is a must. Okay, let's talk about the front of the car. What you got here is an ARB bar. It's a winch bar. They're exceptionally good quality. They're incredibly strong. If you've ever had a collision with an animal here in Australia, you need something to protect your vehicle. And these are designed for that and do that. Underneath, there's a bash plate. This is 10mm thick plate which protects you also from for the steering. Up above we have a super winch, 9,000 pound winch. This one's got a steel rope. One day maybe I'll put a plasma rope on it, but the steel rope, for now, it does the job. Driving lights are a great additional to any vehicle. The Land Rover headlights, they do the job, but they're H4s, they're okay, but if you can get a bit of extra help at night, driving light's the way to go. GMC antenna for the CB radio. Hit a tree, hit a branch, it's going to flex. Nice bit of kit. We'll talk about this side of the vehicle. Wheels. I've taken the standard wheels off, which are the aluminium wheels with the mag wheels with the Continental tyres, and replaced them with Federal Cougars. They're a slightly larger size. They're a 265/17, 265/75, 16. These are a mud pattern tyre, and they suit the environment where I like to drive, which is very hilly, very steep, can be muddy, can be shaly and rocky. These tyres are superb. The rims are dynamic rims with a 20mm offset, which brings them further out. What that does, that improves the turning circle when you adjust the stops, and gives you a little bit better all-round handling. As we come down the vehicle, you'll notice this. These have become incredibly popular, awnings. You unzip them, pull them out to here, a couple of poles, and it gives you shade. If you want to stop, you want to sit in the sun, perfect. You can sleep under them, you can do what you like, but it's an awning. It's a sort of one of the accessories that's a must for four-wheel drivers today. On the top there's a 3/4 pack rack, and on that pack rack is an aluminium pack rack with a mesh, a full mesh. And that full mesh, it makes it very strong and very light. Now, up on the front is a light bar. Now these light bars are, once again, like the Spot, have become incredibly popular. They give you huge illumination, and that's wired in with your headlights on high beam. So high beam, you can put the lights on or you can turn them off, and you have to do that by law. So a great addition for four-wheel drivers. If we can go inside, I'd like to show you a few things I've done inside. Citizen band radios, or CBs, are very popular with us four-wheel drivers. The one I run is an Icon, it's a 40 channel. There are different makes and some have got up to 80 channels now, but this one serves my purpose well. So that's finding a place to fit it in a Defender is always difficult, but I found it fits there quite nicely without interfering with the handbrake or my knees. So that's a big addition. On the side here, rather than use the lighter socket, which is a pain in because of where it's installed, the cables get in the way of the gear stick. So what I've done, I've put a marine quality lighter socket here, and it runs through a fuse, and you can add all sorts of things in and out of there. it's a great place to put it. So if anyone's considering putting an extra point in, that's a good place as any to put it in there. I run a HEMA H7 sat nav, satellite nav. But this has got gazetted rows, a 7-inch, quite a good unit as well. And of course, no four-wheel driver will be out some sort of icon. And I've got a dancing lady to keep me company. She's quite like her actually, nice little Tahitian girl. I think we've covered the inside now at the front. I'd like to go to the back again on the inside and show you what I've done in there as well. One of the things that's quite important, I feel is important, is to carry with you a fire extinguisher. It's one of those things, you never know when you need it, you don't want to use it, but one day you might. Locate, where do you put fire extinguishers? I had to think about this. And anyway, what I've done, I've got this one, and I fitted it to the handle. Now, it doesn't affect the operation of the handle at all. It's incredibly tight, and it comes off that quick. And it fits beautifully on them stainless steel straps in there, out of the way, and I reckon that's a better place than most to fit a fire extinguisher. So there we are, fire extinguisher covered. What also I've done in the back here to help, there's a fire extinguisher back in, very strong, doesn't fall off, easy to get to. Put a bit of carpet in because these are noisy things for me, they echo. Just a bit of carpet, a bit of soundproofing, it makes a huge difference to the quality of your driving. And on the right hand side here, I've also run a lighter socket and a jack point socket as auxiliaries for anything you want to do at the back. From the fuse box, own separate line, own fuse, great place, just in here, and you can plug in for pumps or whatever you want to do. Great place. I think I've covered nearly everything that I've done to my vehicle. There's a lot of things that you can keep doing. You can keep spending a lot of money as well. I haven't done anything to the vehicle. I haven't changed the suspension, the shock absorbers. I've done any upgrades yet. There's a lot of little things you can keep adding and buying. We all know that. You can buy protectors for this and you can buy bits and pieces of that. But I've just bought and done the things that I think suit me. So, there you have it. 2015 Keswick Green 110 Land Rover in the bush where it's supposed to be. There's no bells and whistles, it's covered in dust because it's been doing some four-wheel drive what it was designed to do, and I'm pleased to share it with you. On that note, I think I'd like to say thanks for watching. Thank you.